Well, Sydney Sweeney's Saturday Night Live appearance has made waves across the internet. Everybody is reposting her Saturday Night Live little speech on Madame Web. And it's both because she is charming and nice to look at. And that seems to be the one thing that Hollywood has been attempting to replace over the last several years. I just saw Dune Part 2 over the weekend as a side note. And I'm just noticing, they love to cast people who are just not as pretty as they used to be. It seems to be like a psyop on the American people. Like, we don't want beautiful actors and actresses anymore. Like, why? But we know why. They want to, of course, invert everything. They want to say everything beautiful is ugly, everything ugly is beautiful, and they want you to be forced to believe that via their, of course, psychological programming. And that's what's being broken today in just one fell swoop with one little Saturday Night Live skit. Let's get into the news in just a moment. My name's John Delarose. I'm a #1 best-selling author and award-winning comic creator, the purveyor of fandompulse.com and editor-in-chief over there, and of course, the most trusted name in comics news. And if you want to help us, guys, the best way to help us fight the culture war and change things for real is going to be the fact that I've got a subscribe star. Now, I've been banned on Patreon because they said hate speech, whatever that means. But what I do is just post some of my creative content on here. And this helps us keep the lights on. So if you guys would help us out, subscribe over here, it would be imperative for you to do so. We're trying to get to about 10x where we're at. Once we have that 10x, we can, of course, be sustainable and keep everything going forward without all the weird stuff out there in the corporate economy. And that's what we're trying to achieve. It's like a patronage system. So patronize, of course, what we're doing here for our commentary in the culture war, patronize us for our arts, and make a difference today. I really appreciate you guys for being there. All right, what happened was this went viral. Richard Hanania, who's like a milquetoast kind of conservative guy. He's like your Daily Wire style commentator who's like a middle of the road conservative. He actually made this go viral, proclaiming that wokeness is dead because of Sydney Sweeney being on Saturday Night Live. Now, having a woman hosting Saturday Night Live is, I guess we're just giving in on feminism at this point, but that's a different thing. But the reason he did so is not really because of much other than her just being happy and bubbly and in a low-cut shirt for the male gaze. And that's kind of what Hollywood's been attempting to get rid of over the last several years. If you notice how they take just beautiful women and put them into these situations where they make them look frumpy, even in Madame Web, they weren't really highlighting Sydney Sweeney's best assets here. And that's kind of why it wasn't going anywhere, because they were trying to muddy the market in something that should be for men who are interested in going to look at this stuff because they're, superhero comics is an action genre and it's a male-friendly genre. And instead, they've tried to, of course, feminize everything over the course of everything. Now, in Saturday Night Live, she made a few jokes here, which was really endearing. It just shows, some self-deprecating humor that shows she doesn't really have too much of an ego, which is really, of course, very pleasant personality-wise. When she said that, you may have seen me in this film, you probably didn't see me in Madame Web. So she made a joke about that film, which is, it's like she understands that film was kind of a travesty at the end of the day. And you don't hear a lot of that from Hollywood. Hollywood, of course, tends to just be self-aggrandizing ego over and over and over again. That's why we've gotten into this woke spiral to begin with. They can never be wrong. They can never have done something that was poor. They can never do something that everything has to be validated at the end of the day, including all of their degeneracy. And that's kind of where our culture's gone over the last several years. So he pointed this out, saying wokeness is dead. Now, I don't know about that. I don't think that one Saturday Night Live appearance at all, that's pretty much a Hollywood Whisper Network insider job right there, is going to mean anything, especially when it comes to just some woman being on there. But it does show a little shift in that, it's getting obvious of what people want out of culture, what they want out of movies, and what they want out of their entertainment, which is to be entertaining and to actually have something decent and good. Now, I don't know. You can call this decent and good if you want. Let's not mince too much on that. But at the end of the day, we are making a little bit of traction in terms of a pushback. People were silent for a very long time, and all we're seeing now is that people are not being silent, or people are just not going along with the program 100%. It's better than nothing, but I wouldn't proclaim it dead just yet. They're going to double down. They're going to keep pushing everything, and they've made such damage that I don't know that any of it's reversible in American culture whatsoever. But this is kind of a nice thing that happened over the weekend. I like to report on nice things. Sydney Sweeney seems like a nice gal, believe it or not. not. She's got some good assets to her as well, and people are really enjoying it, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you don't take it too far. And that's all I see on this front right now. So he also added here, Sydney Sweeney everywhere shows you can give us all the fatness studies and body positivity you want. Society will always revert to loving blondes with boobs. Like communism, you can suppress human nature, but they will never win because it always comes back. I guess that's a takeaway. Again, I don't know how this ends or reverses wokeism at all, but it is one nice bright spot in Hollywood, two nice bright spots in Hollywood, where there's not a lot going on even that seems fun anymore. What do you think about this whole deal? I don't even know how to comment on this. My God, it's a slow news day in my opinion if this is the viral news, but this is viral everywhere. So this is what people want to talk about. Let me know in the comments. Hit the like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.